Marcelo, what a pleasure. Thank you, first of all, for hosting us in your city of Fortaleza. And thank you for joining us today to tell more about what you and your team are doing.
Thank you so much, Misha. I'm very happy for having all my dear teammates here from Klever in Fortaleza. Especially here that we have our the headquarters of Klever Electronics that is responsible for manufacturing Klever Safe. So it's a very special moment for us, even for me that I live here. So having all my dear friends from Klever, it's really a very special moment.
Yeah, and before we jump into the Klever Safe, the hardware wallet that you and your team have been building, let's talk a little bit more about this moment that almost the entire team is able to physically and spiritually and magically almost, create this energy that we have felt over the past few days. Sure. The hackathon, the ideas that come out, the personal relationships that are able to grow. How has the experience been for you here at Klever Camp, and what do you think this moment will do for the company itself moving forward?
Okay. Yes, Klever is the first experience that I have in almost 30 years of working experience that I have, that I only worked remotely. So I didn't have the direct contact with my workmates. And it was a very interesting experience because Klever has set up a very special way of working that works so fine. But having now this other experience of meeting everybody that I only could see through the webcam, so it's even more, it's a different feeling. It's very interesting because you see only the picture, only the face, and now you see the person in a whole,
the whole body.
Yeah, and you can shake his hand. You can hold. So it's very special. It's a different level of relationship, and I think it will bring a very important outcome for Klever, because now people have a much closer relationship during these 4 very intense days here in a very, I think it's not because it's my city, but I hope everybody enjoys because we are in a beach, a very beautiful beach. So it's a very beautiful place and a very beautiful moment for Klever.
Yeah, it is inspirational, and I've had the pleasure of also seeing the city and going around the countryside, the rural areas. It's a striking country, although I've only seen such a small part of it. Yeah. But let's get into a little bit more about what you do and your team at Klever Electronics that are building the hardware wallet. You've set up an office at Unifor, the University of Fortaleza, where you do a lot of the building and the testing. Tell us more about what you have done there and what's being done there currently.
As we are developing a physical product, it's something that you have to build physically. So you also need, beyond the software, the firmware development, you also need to develop the hardware itself. So we need, even to have the final assembly of the product, we need to have a physical space, a physical and secure space, because we are dealing with a secure product. So we have this very special partnership with University of Fortaleza. So we have a special room inside the university. So it's also very interesting because we are inside the university, where we have the contact with innovation and research and all the things that are important to our business too.
And students.
And the students, we have some of them working with us at Klever. But it's also a special place because it's a very secure place inside a university that has their own high-level security. So it's even interesting for this point of view for our business too. So we have this room inside the University of Fortaleza where we do the final assembly, where we download the final firmware, because when we manufacture the product, when we manufacture the printed circuit board, it's manufactured in a third-party company, but they don't have our firmware. They manufacture and they test with a testing firmware. So our firmware doesn't leave Klever
space.
Klever space. So it's also a special feature for security. And then we do this final firmware download inside Klever space inside the University of Fortaleza. So it's another layer of security that we are putting inside this product.
Just like we do in our software products,
Sure.
like the wallet. There's always another layer of security.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what Klever Safe is all about. It's another level. It's another layer of security that you offer for Klever users beyond Klever Wallet, beyond the Klever Wallet application.
So let's talk about Klever Safe. And
Sure.
I was lucky enough to get you to bring one. So perhaps you want to do a demonstration, even of the packaging.
Sure. Yeah. This is the final product. At last, we achieved all the final manufacturing details and processes to have the final product. Here we have the final product sealed, just the way that it's going to be delivered to the users. So that's our final product. We are very proud to have just as it is, because everybody here, we had the first experience to showcase Klever Safe to everybody at Klever, so everybody could touch it. We had one that people could open the packaging, could see the device, could see how it works. So it was also a very special moment, so people could have this first contact. So this is the case. This is the packaging, which we are very proud of this design too. It's sealed, and then we have here in the front just the name, and at the back we have the product barcode and some legal information about the product. And this is how it opens, and you can see through this window the first glance of the device. And then here we have the product itself. It comes in a plastic protection in both faces, and you have the USB cable and the key ring lace, so the user can use it, hold it to a key ring. And that's how the product is. It's an ABS case, which is a very ruggedized case. It's IP67 protection level, so you can drop it in the water and there will be no problem with it. It can withstand 1 meter depth of water, and it still works. So it's really a very safe product. It's something that you don't see in the other hardware wallets. Usually they don't have this kind of IP protection. So we have made the LED in the Klever logo shape. So it's a RGB LED, so we can lit it up in different colors. We have 2 buttons on both sides, one button in each side, so you can confirm the operation or cancel the operation
through the Klever 5 wallet.
Yeah, and all the interface for the user will be through Klever 5 wallet app, both for iOS and for Android.
Amazing.
So this is it.
I mean, it's also an emotional moment, to be honest, because it's actually the first time I physically hold this, and there's been a lot of love and passion and work that's been going into the original logo of Klever and the brand.
Yeah.
And that we created together with Dima, who is unfortunately not here physically with us, but he is here in spirit, and we think of him all the time. He is in Kiev, in Ukraine, unfortunately stuck in a conflict zone. But being able to see his and our creation that we've jointly came to in the end, being reflected in a physical device that represents so much about the values of the company and the extra layers of security and safety. It's very special.
For sure. Yeah, that's what it's all about. We have, especially this device, it's only possible due to all the work, all the effort from everybody in the company, starting with Dimitri, as you mentioned. He's an artist, it's a genius, which he came up with the basics for this design. But also everybody at Klever, all the teams, all the squads, they participate in some way. As I mentioned, all the interface for the user will be through the K5 app. So everybody that develops both apps are related to this achievement too. And everybody else, we have the security team that help us too. We have the blockchain team, we have the SDK team, everybody, marketing team, which was very special work too. So everybody is involved and everybody is part of this achievement. And it's, for me, that I've always worked with hardware device, even for me that I'm used to do new products, I'm very proud because it's a very high technology, a very special kind of application, dealing with blockchain, dealing with security.
And dealing with people's personal finances.
And dealing with something very special that people are very, very careful about.
And passionate.
Their crypto assets. So it's a very special achievement, especially even for me, as been working with this for so long time. But this
only 39 years of experience.
Only 29.
29.
29.
I had a decade, but 29. It's a pretty good number nonetheless.
Sure. Yeah. So.
And how long did it? Speaking of 29 years in hardware, how long did it take for you and your team to conceptualize the idea of building hardware wallet to the final product? And what are kind of the steps? Guide us through the evolution of developing hardware, because this is just the first, I'm sure, of many inside of Klever Electronics.
Sure, yeah. Klever Electronics, this is our first product, but we have already a roadmap of other products that we have already started developing. So stay tuned for the next surprises. But this special product, we started from the idea that obviously if we have a very, very good, very renowned wallet app, then it was almost a natural consequence to have a hardware wallet, which would add this another level of security to the app. So this idea came up from the board, Gil and Sobrera and some other people inside the company, and they had this idea. And then 2 years ago, they started discussing about this idea, and they started thinking how they could start doing and developing this kind of product, this new kind of development inside Klever. And then I had this invitation to join Klever, and I was very, very happy with this invitation, because it was, for me, it was like a gift, because working with something that I've been working for so many years, but now in a very special kind of application, in a very special kind of market, and dealing with a new market for me. So it was a very special invitation, and I was very proud to be part of this special company too, because it's something that I've never seen before. People who uses Klever products, they are all enthusiastic people. They're not just a wallet user.
Mm-hmm.
They are Klever enthusiastic. So it's very amazing to work with this. To work inside a company that has a so special community, that is so enthusiastic with all the technology involved and all the products that we develop. So it's really special.
Amazing. Speaking of what you do to test the hardware wallet, you have something called the HALT test and several other tests. Can you just guide us through how do you make sure that the lifetime of the hardware wallet, the Klever Safe, is ensured, and what other steps do you take to know that it's waterproof and so on?
Right. Yeah. We, as I mentioned, we need to have a very secure, a very reliable product for such a demanding, for such a secure environment that this product is intended to be used. So we developed. In fact, we are still running highly accelerated live testing, which is called HALT, as you mentioned. Is a test that we need to provide some amount of products, working products. They are kept energized and working inside a chamber where we control the temperature and the humidity in extreme values of temperature and humidity, so we can accelerate the lifetime of the device, and so we can have in a shorter period of time to simulate a long lifetime. So the idea of this testing is our goal for this test was to guarantee that the product withstands 10 years lifetime at least. So that's the initial propose of this testing. And now we have already achieved, we placed 10 products inside this chamber under these conditions of temperature and humidity. They are controlled, and they are still running. We have a camera this is inside University of Fortaleza. We have a laboratory there with this kind of equipment, and we are using this chamber to make this test. And here we place the camera in front of the chamber, so we can see how the testing is running. So the test itself for 10 years ended on last Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then we continue the test to see how long they go.
So you simulate more years essentially,
yeah,
to see
sure,
how far that lifetime actually sustains.
So we have already more than 10 years of lifetime simulated under these conditions. And all the devices are working. We have no failures so far. So for us, was also a very good result that we achieved, and we are very proud of it because it's another confirmation that we have developed a very good, very reliable
and robust product.
Yes,
Yeah,
sure.
fascinating.
And here we have this second, this extended phase of the testing. It's running and it's supposed to finish in 8 hours. So, but our intention is to keep this test running until we get a failure.
Until it breaks.
Yeah, until we have at least one failure, so we can see how all the estimated lifetime that we can have, that we can achieve with this product.
Absolutely fascinating, especially for someone I do not come from the hardware and firmware side, but more on the software and the technology and the communication side of things. So for not just me, but for many inside the company, being able to see you and the Klever Electronics team work and which methodologies you use and how you secure your processes is it's really insightful and very gives us a lot of knowledge and inspiration as well. To our last question, speaking about the future, right? I know that you can't touch too much on the Klever Electronics roadmap yet, but we are in a market that is both boiling and uncertain at the same time in crypto, right? Where do you see the future of the market itself, and where do you see Klever, but more specifically Klever Electronics, play a part and a role in that future?
Yeah, we have already a roadmap for other products, obviously inside the blockchain market. We have already started working in other models for other hardware wallets. So we have already a roadmap for the hardware wallets. And we have already started developing. At first we are analyzing and seeing some details and make some proof of works related to something that is not a hardware wallet. So, and we have a third kind of application that we are also considering for the next month. So we have other products, obviously all related to blockchain market, all related to security, because that's the core business of Klever. So we have to keep this coherence with the core business of Klever. So, but yeah, we have some other products. We have a roadmap for other kind of products, and we work always counting with all the Klever team. That's something that's really special at Klever because we can count on very highly skilled people. We have different teams, each one with very specific skill, and everybody works and we can share all this knowledge and build very special products.
Incredible. Marcelo, thank you so much for this and for everything that you do for the company and for the future of the industry.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned, this is this device, this product, as I have showcased here. It's with the batch pilot. That it's not for selling, it's just for testing and for presentation, but it's a fully working device.
Fully functional.
Fully functioning device. And we are starting the final production, the final batch, which will be really sold, which will be really delivered for the pre-sale people and for new users. So stay tuned, and soon we'll deliver the details. We'll show the details how you can get your own Klever safe and have this amazing product for a higher level of security to be used with Klever wallet app.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.